What is up, ninjas? One of the most common questions that I get every single day is, Kevin, what is the best Shopify theme? And so we are going to answer that today very, very quickly. We're going to show exactly how to install a theme for people who don't know. So what we're looking at and what we've done in one of my test accounts, when we were doing a past tutorial, we created a really quick live store, literally in under an hour, which we see right here. So if we want to add a theme, all we have to do is go to explore free themes. And let's say that we wanted to add boundless, for example. We'd go add boundless. It would queue up and then it would come here and it would appear into our theme name. And once this actually has a chance to go through its little edit thing, all we do is go to actions and publish. So I'm not going to publish it because I currently have Brooklyn published, but literally it takes 30 seconds, guys. So that is how you install a theme. So now let's talk about the important fun stuff, which is what are the best Shopify themes. I think a lot of people get hung up here and spend way too much time trying to find the perfect theme, trying to spend money on all these type of things and really grind their gears when this is not nearly as important as marketing on Facebook, marketing with email, and the actual important things that are going to make you more profit and that are going to free you from your 9-to-5 faster. So the first theme that I want to talk about is called Jumpstart. Jumpstart is an incredible theme if you have very few products, right? Like one product even. If you're like a startup, for example, or you have a new innovative product that's really kind of like a showcase product that you're kind of making your entire business around. So this works great for Kickstarter. If you're launching like the brand new coolest startup or something like this looks like an alarm clock or something like that. So we're gonna really quickly go in and view this demo here. And we're going to kind of run through super quick what this looks like. So they have themes here, previews on both desktop and mobile, which is great, which I always recommend checking. It's beautiful, it's seamless, really photo oriented, very kind of methodical and funnel-esque, kind of driving you into that one place that you want people to be, which of course would be buying your product. And so here we see the theme itself is actually free. It's not $149. This is just a demo showing that this cool alarm clock or whatever this is $149. So it's very fluid and beautiful on both desktop and mobile. It's very light, it's very fast, and it's free, which we are going to talk about in a second. Why themes actually supported by Shopify and offered for free by Shopify are better for beginners. So if you have, one-ish product, Jumpstart is the best theme for you. It's incredibly easy to get started, very easy to manipulate, and it is beautifully kind of centralized and drives your customers exactly where you want them to be, especially if you have all of your kind of creative done, if you have any videos for your product, beautiful imagery and things like that. So this theme is the best for that scenario. If you have more of a general store, if you're selling multiple things, if you have collections, if you're trying to dropship and you don't have a single product or things like that, which I think a lot of people probably fall into this case, I suggest a theme called Brooklyn. So Brooklyn is a beautiful theme. They have two styles here, both classic, which we see right here, and then playful. If you have, a little bit more of the playful colors, kind of less, serious or, stylistic or fashionable. In this case, we're going to view another quick demo here. And so most of my Shopify stores when I was first starting were based on Brooklyn. Brooklyn is a very customizable theme. You can do a lot with this very easily. A lot of the tutorials that I go through, both for free on my YouTube channel and, if you do decide that you want to join the Shopify Ninja Masterclass course, are around Brooklyn for a reason, because it's very fast, it's very light, it's very mobile optimized, and it's customizable enough that you can really do almost anything that you want with it. And very importantly, it's supported by Shopify, which we're going to talk about why that's important in just a few minutes. And so let's look really quickly. We see, the carousel here, the top menu bar, kind of just a beautiful image-centric design. We see very easy collections list here, right? Men's, women's, bags, outdoor, home. We see featured collections. And newsletter. And so it's a very simple theme, but simple is good, guys. You don't want to overwhelm people. People do not like having multiple choices. It's like when you're trying to decide, where you're going to go eat at a restaurant with your significant other. It's always way harder than it should be. Or if you go into a grocery store and you see 7,000 different types of cereal, it's much more difficult to make a selection and actually choose and buy it. And if there was one type of cereal or two types of cereal, it's much easier to make that decision. And so all of the choices that I suggest people make, from an e-commerce perspective is really about simplicity simplicity, kind of giving your customers the exact path that they need to take to actually purchase from you, which is why ClickFunnels is so, effective, and is why I use it so much in my own businesses, both for e-commerce and for my courses and things like that. So this is Brooklyn, very beautiful on desktop, obviously, again, very beautiful on mobile, which is incredibly important as, much of our traffic is actually coming from mobile. So one product, Jumpstart, multiple products, Brooklyn. Both are very customizable, both are very light, very quick, and very mobile optimized. And so the reason that I suggest using these two themes for beginners, first of all, it's free, right? You don't want to have these upfront expenses of hundreds of dollars that you could easily pay for themes when you can get something that is going to be almost as effective as paying hundreds of dollars for a paid theme, and because it really takes out a lot of the kind of thought and procrastination that kind of gets people stuck at the beginning stages of getting started on Shopify when they're overwhelmed by all the different types of choices. But the most important reason why I suggest these two themes, especially for people who are just getting started or beginners, is the Shopify support. So these themes are actually made by Shopify. They're kind of condoned by Shopify, and why this is important, guys, is because help.shopify.com/questions is an incredible resource. A lot of the times, these big e-commerce websites and things like that, their help chat or their customer service is complete crap or garbage and really isn't helping you that much. But if it's supported by Shopify, which these two themes are, Shopify is actually quite good at giving you very specific help here. And I don't mean if you say, hey, how do I download a theme? Obviously, all customer service should know how to do that. But with Shopify, you could say, hey, if I want my, images in my collections to, only show in a diagram format rather than vertically, then they'll literally show you how to go into the theme.liquid file and actually update that code. And if they can't figure it out from the first tier customer support, they actually give you an hour of free custom coding and custom designs for your store when you sign up for a paid plan for Shopify, and they give that to you for free, and they'll literally make these custom changes for you. And the reason that they're able to do that is because they built these themes, they have the customer support infrastructure behind them, and literally, guys, this will allow you to never get stuck technically, which is one of the most frustrating, horrible parts of e-commerce, especially for people who aren't very, attuned and accustomed and kind of well-versed in the technological aspect. That will take out all of the worries for people who aren't, necessarily as good with technology and as good with computers, because all you have to do is come to this website right here, and I'll include this in the description, guys, and you can type in, how do I set up a collection with, different size variants? So if you want to sell a product that you imported from AliExpress, how do you get multiple size variants to show up in your product listing page, for example? And they'll literally be able to help you. And not only will they be able to help you, they have these custom solutions here, which are a lot of times actually very good for just going through yourself if you don't want to wait. But all you have to do is just open a chat, and they're really so good. And I never say that because I hate customer support most of the time, but they're actually really very good and very, technically adept at helping with these issues for the themes that Shopify actually supports. So that's why I recommend Jumpstart, and that's why I recommend Brooklyn. If you are a little bit more advanced, if you already have e-commerce stores that are making money, if you feel a little bit more technical with comfortable with the technical aspects, I'm going to make one final recommendation here. But if you're a beginner, this is really only informational. This is kind of going to be down the road because this is an expensive theme. So one of the themes that I use on some of my larger stores with higher traffic is called the Turbo theme. And this is a $350 theme, but it's incredibly beautiful. You can do a little bit more with it. It's kind of like cameras for those of you who are, into the camera scene. For $1,000, you can get a ridiculously beautiful camera that records in 1080p or 4K, for example. And then for $5,000, you can get a camera that's slightly better, but 99% of people won't notice the difference between the two qualities. So that's kind of what we're going with here. What you can see and what you can do with this specific theme is a lot of people aren't going to notice the difference, but to somebody who's a little bit more advanced and has a little bit more discretionary income to throw at it, this theme is very beautiful. As we can see, it looks very sleek. It's very photocentric. You can do a little bit more with it from a customization perspective. And so I really like this theme, but again, it is $350. And if you are a beginner, or if you have a slightly lower budget, or you don't feel as comfortable technically, definitely go with one of the first two themes that I did show. And so I hope this helps, guys. If you have any questions about, any specific themes or, how to make specific adjustments, I would definitely recommend reaching out to Shopify or leave a comment below. And if it's something that I know or I can help with, obviously, I'm always down to assist, guys. And if you haven't, like always, make sure you slap that subscribe button and hit the tiny little notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of the new knowledge bombs that we are dropping for you on the daily, guys. So I hope that helped, and we will see you on the next one.